Okay, I've got Andy. He's on line B, and he's confused about his strange desires.
Andy.
Yes.
How old are you, Andy?
31.
Strange desires?
Well, it's different than a strange desire, I guess. I'm a recovering drug addict and alcoholic.
Okay.
Okay, and in the last 4 years, I've had 4 relationships, and they varied between a very religious girl, anything in between, to a stripper. And the stripper, I just can't seem to let go of her for some reason. I know it was an unhealthy relationship. She had herpes too, and thank God I didn't catch anything. And I did get tested for HIV, and I was negative, but I got tested in August. But I just can't seem to let go of it.
Let go of what?
To let go of her, I keep on thinking about her. Part of me wants her back.
Do you think about the religious girl as well?
Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact.
Okay, but why is it that you don't say, I keep on thinking about her?
About the religious girl?
Uh-huh.
Because I've kind of let go of that a little bit.
And what keeps you from letting go of the stripper?
I don't know. I know you hate that word, I don't know. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
I mean, what are you holding on to?
Maybe it was the sex. Maybe I enjoyed the sex with her, but that was about it. I don't know. At first, when we started going out, I didn't. Every time we had sex, I felt guilty.
Why?
Because I didn't love her. Because of the.
Because you were using her.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you using the religious girl too?
No, I wasn't. No, not at first.
But eventually?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Has there been anyone in the last year that you haven't been using?
As far as females?
Sure.
No, I don't think so.
So you're using everybody?
No, I'm not using everybody.
So you're using everybody?
No, I'm not.
You're a recovering alcoholic. How long have you been sober?
A little bit over a year.
So this all started following your sobriety?
Two were before sobriety and 2 were during sobriety.
Okay, so it's about the time you decided to clean up your act.
Right.
Okay. So what do you think that has to do with that?
Maybe I'm changing my addiction?
Well, that's one thought, but it could be that when you started to sober up, but just before you sober up, did you hit bottom?
Yeah, I did.
What was that like?
It was very painful. I wanted to kill myself.
And when the women that you were involved with before you hit bottom, what were you using them for?
We were both addicted to crystal meth, and we were doing a lot of crystal together.
So you were hanging on to someone for dear life?
Yeah.
Okay. This is part of your recovery. And what you're doing is you're using women who are superficial. And you know, a person can be involved in religion and be terribly emotionally superficial because they fill up their life with talk of God and the Bible, but nothing about feelings between the two of you.
Right.
So that's nothing is personal in the relationship. And in a relationship with someone who's an ecstasiast, stripper, where sexuality is very, very prominent, this prominent sex also drives out feelings. So what you're doing is you're using all of these people as an extension of your denial of your feelings. And maybe it's time to start dealing with your feelings and getting onto the right track again.
Huh.
Huh. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it sounds so easy.
But that's what it is. It's not about women at all. It's about avoiding feelings.
Yeah, because that's what they've been telling me. I'm not
Guess what? You've been told it again.
Yeah. Let me ask you one more question.
Go ahead.
About the HIV. Well, of course, the stripper was very promiscuous, obviously. And I did get tested in August.
Yep.
When should I get tested again?
6 weeks to 12 weeks.
That soon?
Yep.
And every 6 weeks to 12 weeks?
No, generally speaking, 3 months would be an adequate time, I think, for it to turn. Although there are cases where it hasn't turned positive for years.
Huh. So it's just whenever, huh?
Well, no, if you test negative again in say 6 weeks, I'd say you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah. And how do I go about, dealing with my feelings and stuff like that?
Ah, $1 million question as a throwaway at the end of the conversation. You deal with your feelings primarily by telling people when you feel hurt. You tell them that you feel hurt and why. And that's the secret of emotional freedom. It's also the secret of mental health, telling the person who hurts your feelings that they hurt you. If you can do that, you won't have any emotional problems. You don't believe me? Try it.